Assalamu alaikum, family. Peace be unto you. Welcome to the Sajdah channel and happy holy day of atonement. We'll be right back after these few short messages live from the former home of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. See you all soon. Don't go anywhere. Be a friend and tell a friend. We'll be right back. We got an exciting show planned for you today. All right, I'll see you in a few.
O Allah, guide me among those whom Thou hast guided aright, and preserve me among those whom Thou hast preserved, and befriend me among those whom Thou hast befriended. Bless me in whatsoever Thou dost grant me, and deliver me from the evil of what Thou hast judged. Surely Thou judgest, and none can judge against Thee, and he whom Thou befriendest is not disgraced. Blessed art Thou, O Lord, and exalted be Thee above what they set up besides Thee. I bear witness, nothing deserves to be served besides Thee, and I bear witness that Muhammad is Thy servant and apostle. Amen.
Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught us that history develops the springs and motives of human action, which display themselves most powerfully in the destiny of man. History actually motivates and stimulates human action. Sometimes you may not know what to expect from yourself, but if you only could read the autobiography of someone from among your people who has achieved, then that tells you what is possible to do. Black people in America have labored without understanding the realm of possibility for black people. And because we don't know what is possible for us as a people to achieve, we labor under the misconception that the accomplishments of Caucasian people should be our guide. And as a result, we keep on trying to be like them rather than trying to be ourselves. This is a result of being robbed of history.
Assalamu alaikum, family. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to the Sajdah channel. We're live this morning from the former home of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. This is his birth anniversary week celebration. I've been celebrating by working, so forgive me for looking a little bit ragged and a little tired. So I think every day this week I've been up at 3 o'clock. I usually get up that early, but I'm usually not leaving the house. That's a different dynamic, right? When I get up early to, do my meditations and prayer, and I'm just kind of piddling around and then jump on the coffee talks at 6, it's different because I'm all within the house. But when I have to get up, get that out of the way, and then leave out to be here by 6 a.m., it's a different dynamic. So needless to say, I've been celebrating by working. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, work. He said, when you tired, work. When you sad, work. When you wake up, work, right? So we have been away this entire week. We got so used to seeing each other, right? Every day, especially during the DECA Fest. And inshallah, we'll get back to that sooner than later. But right now, we're focusing on getting our construction done. You may hear a little banging and clanging during our broadcast this morning, but that's just us hard at work over here, okay? I want to talk to you this morning and take you back to our series on manifestation, where we dissected the accomplishments of the Muslims. And with this special week coming up, we got a special weekend in the Nation of Islam filled with workshops and presentations. And then Sunday is the keynote address at 2 p.m. Delivered to us by the student assistant national representative of the Nation of Islam. I think, is that his title? Anyway, it's Minister Ishmael Muhammad. I always get it mixed up. But anyway, he's going to deliver a very powerful keynote address on Sunday. As you all know, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan has been silent since Savior's Day, but he has given our beloved brother, Minister Ishmael, Student Minister Ishmael, a message that I'm sure is going to just blow us away. So what I wanted to do was take us back to the manifestation series, where we reviewed the movie A Nation of Common Sense. And I hope you all remember that, because as we're prepping and working and getting artifacts together and all of that stuff, and especially in the wake of everything that's going on, I think it's important that we review our history. I was having a conversation yesterday with a colleague. We work on some things together regarding legislation in the healthcare space for Black facility owners in Washington, D.C. And I was reminding him about the number of freedmen's towns. You can Google this. It's listed on Wikipedia. It was actually over 60 Black towns that were established during Reconstruction when we were right up out of slavery. Many of them were destroyed through terrorist acts. However, if you go back and look at some of those places, like Boley, Oklahoma, and of course, Tulsa, and all of those places, it's proof that we can do it, that we can do for self, that we can accept our own and be ourselves. We just have to do it. We've just gotten into this space of dependency and the spirit and energy of lack. So much so that we really don't feel like we can do much. It's almost like every time, even in our prayers, we're praying from a space of scarcity and lack. Some of us are afraid to even get rest because we have a fear of missing out. That's a spirit of lack, where you have a fear of missing out. You think that something's going to be denied of you because you're not there. Or even if you lay down for a few minutes, you think you're going to miss something. Not because you think you're missing out on the fun, but because you think you're missing out on something that's being handed out by somebody. And if you're not there, you're not going to get access to it. So, my goal today is to negotiate us out of that spirit of lack, that spirit of scarcity. That's why oftentimes it's so hard for us to believe. It's so difficult for us to believe that Allah would devise a plan that will help us get up out of this situation. It becomes very difficult for us because we don't think much of ourselves. We've not accepted who we are. We have not risen above our emotions into the thinking of God. And many of us really don't believe that God will do what we say he can do for us. Many of us don't believe that. And so whenever something good happens to us, it's like, oh my God, oh my God. It's like everything's a miracle. No. This is how you and I are supposed to be living. And so we walk in an energy and a space of gratitude. Why do we walk in gratitude? Because we know and have confidence in the presence of Almighty God, Allah, in our lives. We know it like we know that we're going to be able to take our next breath. We know it like we're not even thinking about our heartbeat. We're just expecting it to beat. We got to know that and walk in that truth and accept that truth. This will cut down on a lot of jealousy, because we won't be feeling like somebody got something that we don't have. It'll cut down on a lot of unnecessary competition. If we would just believe, we would just believe. And so as we negotiate ourselves out of the spirit of lack that has been programmed into us over the past 400 years, it's important for us to practice and take little steps. And so before we go into this movie, I want to encourage you to just start having little intimate conversations with God. Say, God, give me a demonstration that you love me. Show me your presence. And then just start watching the things that come to you, but don't act so shocked. Because see, when you act shocked and you think it's a miracle, the energy that you're sending out into the universe is, this ain't supposed to be happening to me. This is something special. And it don't happen often. So you're just shocked. And so you send that negative energy out. But when things happen and you go into a space of gratitude, thank you, dear Father, for being with me. Thank you for walking with me. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you for loving me. Thank you for helping me make that decision. Thank you for helping me find that thing that I lost. If you lose something, just say, you know what, Allah, where's my, I don't know what you're looking for, your ink pen, your cell phone. Where's my cell phone? Just try it. Start playing around with those little things and stop acting so shocked every time God comes for you and lets you know that you're special. And let me tell you something. To access those things in the universe that we mistakenly call miracles, is really just energy. Think about it. Why is it that a tornado would go down a block and skip one house? Why is it that in the midst of a bunch of chaos, people can be saved? It's energy. Once you understand that this world we live in is all about energy, and you start learning how to play with and interact with that energy, your and my life is going to change. So when the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said to us, first, love yourself. The energy of loving yourself is transformative. It will change your health. People say, oh, well, you know, how does this person look so young? And how do they look? Look, beauty is an energy. Did y'all know that? Being fine is an energy. Being happy is an energy. It's a vibe. And because of that energy vibe, you start to draw other things to yourself. And then it begins to multiply and stuff begins to happen that you never even thought would happen. So don't push against the greatness of God in your life by acting so shocked all the time as if it ain't supposed to happen or as if he don't care about you. Even if you want to act shocked, just say, thank you, God, for loving me. Thank you for interfering in my life. Thank you for being alive and well in my life, in my circumstances, and how I roll. Thank you for rolling with me. Thank you, and thank you. And you ain't got to act all shocked. I see people do that all the time because all you're doing is all energy, and all you're doing is saying, now that ain't supposed to happen. And even if you know that is something that is truly miraculous, be mindful of your response to it. So we're going to go back. We're going to take up and look at an excerpt from our manifestation class. I guess it's been 2 years ago now, where we showed this movie, A Nation of Common Sense. And I want you to check it out and just be reminded of what we can do when we put our minds to it, when we unite, when we focus, when we don't validate lack, when we just keep moving, keep going, keep being creative, keep focusing. There is nothing that we cannot do, and there is no enemy that we cannot defeat. So let's see, let's check this out. It's a few minutes of me from then just setting it up, and then it goes right into the movie. Okay, oh, hold on, let me shout y'all out in the chat. Thank you all for coming. I know we've been gone for a while. Thank you, Brother Lamont. He says, good morning and assalamu alaikum. Happy Friday. Wa alaikum salam and good morning to you. Good morning, Mom. Happy Friday. Hey, Regional Sky Girl. Assalamu alaikum. She says, greeting, family. I hope that everyone is doing well. Well, we hope you are doing well also, sis. Stay safe out there in those friendly skies. Knowledge Born Allah says, peace and blessings. Sajdah Wendy Muhammad, thank you. Oh, I see a lot of y'all being shy today. Y'all watching, but not in the chat. It's all right. Okay, so check this out. Check it out. Anyway, you want to go to manifestationclass.com to download the free PDF. And so now we're going to look at a quick 20-minute movie entitled A Nation of Common Sense. This is our intro class. And after we look at the movie together, I want to come back and answer your questions if I can, and share your feedback on the movie, on the series that we're going to be doing, that is designed, again, to calibrate us collectively towards the accomplishments of the Muslims. So let me know in the chat, y'all ready for the movie? Sister 19 said the Honorable Elijah Muhammad is the father of Black consciousness. Yes, yes, yes. Sis said a demonstration that the Black man is a God. Yes. And somebody asked, what is the website? I got it up here. I had already typed it. It is manifestationclass.com. That's where you can go to download it. And you can do that, but I want you to pay attention to this movie, okay? So we're going to pop over here and play this, and I'll be back.
I had been looking for answers to questions in life. In the process, met someone who had heard some teaching, and the things that he was saying were so different. I'd never heard them before, and so I, almost begged, take me to hear what you heard. I want to hear from myself. So I went to Muhammad's Mosque in New York, and knew immediately that this is what I had been looking for.
We started in 1931. Actually, we are not organizers of Islam. It was God Himself in the person of Master Farad Muhammad, to whom praises is due.
I had been looking for answers to questions in life all of my life, and I had never received any answers that I thought were valid or truthful. I could find so many discrepancies in Christianity, and my father being a minister and me being right in the seat of Christianity let me know that the way the church was, that wasn't the answer. I was looking, seeking, I was planning even to go to Africa. I was making arrangements in New York to go to Africa to teach, or to, just get back to Black, or get around Black, and learn more about myself. And in the process, met someone who had heard some teaching, and the things that he was saying were so different. I'd never heard them before. And so I, almost begged, take me to hear what you heard. I want to hear from myself. So I went to Muhammad's mosque in New York and knew immediately that this is what I had been looking for.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, sir. This Muhammad is the most informed newspaper ever printed. Here you are, my brother. 50 pages ago. It's only 15 cents, brother. One small nickel and a dime for your own. Pardon me, brother. You had a dish of Muhammad newspaper? Herman speaking. I got that one, baby. Give me a quarter or something, brother. I got you. Assalamu alaikum. Well, ladies. Muhammad speaks newspaper, my brother. Here's a piece of dish of your opinion. Muhammad speaks good, brother. Here's a black paper for every black man, woman, and child.
The brothers on the street selling their newspapers are the most obvious form of Muslim economic activity, but certainly not the only one. Their interests are on many levels, and in almost every black community, there is a mosque and some form of Muslim establishment. The most prominent, the newspaper Muhammad Speaks, serves to inform, instruct, and link up the members spread across the country, and in addition, provides a source of income for maintaining and beginning other businesses. At the recently acquired headquarters in Chicago, newspaper editor John Woodford describes the focus of the first weekly national black paper.
We focus on all news affecting black people whom we consider to be every people in the so-called third world. The shade differentiations, black, brown, red, yellow, we ignore, since the whites ignore this kind of differentiation among them. From the official Pollitt surveys, we have a circulation of about, I'd say, close to 500,000. We figure about 6 people would read every paper, so this would get up towards 3 million. And that's considering that there are only 22, 25, or 30 million black people. This is, pretty good circulation, although we ought to be up to about 6 or 7 million pretty soon. Yeah. Now, I wanted to get this referendum, the black referendum for the war in Vietnam. That's Simmons' article. So that'd be a byline. That should go up to close to the front as possible.
Let's see.
Then for page 15, oh yeah, contract buyers. Now there's some pictures. Hassan Sharif has pictures. And do we have anything on Nigeria? When people can't disprove the fact that we print the truth about certain matters, they usually tend to try to dismiss what we say by saying it's a bunch of religious fanatics taking positions out of dogma and so forth. They did this with Nigeria. They do it with population control. And this is an effort on their part to avoid the real issues we bring up. We are never told by anyone to take any position on a matter. All we're told by Mr. Muhammad is to go out and find out what's happening and print the truth. In other words, he's confident that if we do this, regardless of our own religious or lack of religious beliefs, I'm not a Christian, but I'm not formally in any religious group. But the fact that he would let me be the editor shows that he's mainly interested in the news.
The news written in the editorial department by a basic staff of 8 with correspondents around the world goes to the composing room. Equipped with the latest computers for setting type and other modern machinery, the entire cost came to over $250,000. This plant also contains facilities for film processing, negative preparation, and other artwork. The Muslims take pride in the fact that they ordered and paid for the entire operation within 3 months.
I came to Muhammad Speaks newspaper in 1961.
Eugene Majid, art director for the National Muslim Organization, explains the purpose of his artwork.
I have to go back to
ancient saying about a picture being worth 1,000 words. So Mr. Muhammad is well aware of the value of pictures and drawings, and so therefore he uses that in getting across his program, and we think it's quite successful because the Muhammad's newspaper has become the #1 black newspaper in the country, and this is as a result of Mr. Muhammad's writings and illustrations regarding to this program.
In addition to providing news with an international scope, Muhammad Speaks supplies Muslim and non-Muslim brothers with on-the-job training. Once more men are trained, the paper is planning to come out twice a week and ultimately daily. Only 9 years old, Muhammad Speaks is now sold in the U.S., Canada, the Caribbean, and Africa. Another aspect of Muslim self-development is education through the University of Islam school system, like this one in Chicago under the direction of Sister Beverly X.
The University of Islam teaches regular academic subjects. The thing that makes our school quite different is that we incorporate the spirit of Islam into the lessons and into the teaching. We also do not have the frills that are in the public school system. We eliminate the sport, the play, the rest periods, the snack periods, the free periods, all of these which give to the children nothing. Our school population at the University of Islam #2 in Chicago is approximately 600 students. This goes from kindergarten, which starts at the age of 4, through high school. Our school is in session for a full year, minus 2 weeks. So we are in session for 50 weeks out of the year, which is really a full year program.
Tucson, will you show me 4 o'clock on your individual clock there? And the rest of you, show me that you can tell when it's 4 o'clock also. Okay, then, so if we would move our little hand to 8. Now, what is the hour? 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock. Tucson, can you tell me what time it is now?
School starts in the morning for the brothers at 8 o'clock, and they start their school day with a religion session in Islam. There is a separate education for the sisters. They are taught the same academic subjects, but they do go to school after the brothers are dismissed. They go to school from 11:30 to 2:30. One of the things I would like to say is that of the black teachers that are complaining so strongly about improper education and lack of quality education in the white man's schools, they are the ones that are doing the teaching. The black teachers are the ones that are doing the teaching, and that they should take it as a responsibility upon themselves to make sure that the black children get the best education. If they can't do it, we know that the University of Islam can.
National Secretary John Ali.
Well, it is a desire and plan of Mr. Muhammad to make us completely self-sufficient, like other people are. Because the only way you can be independent, you have to be self-sufficient. As he says in good language that we all can understand, we have to take our stomachs out of the white man's kitchen. And so this is one of the significant things about Mr. Muhammad followers. We support ourselves. I mean, in the black community, there are very few or no or nothing that's supported by the black community. Because we have not been trained to support ourselves. We support every other activity of ourselves. But the followers of Mr. Muhammad, we have supported ourselves, and that's why we're able to maintain our own private schools. We have our own farms. We have our own newspaper plant. We have our own bakeries and other things, but we do these things ourselves.
In the drive to be self-sufficient, the nation attempts to provide for basic needs. Their supermarket chain encourages the black community to buy their food supply there, especially Muslim products that come from Muslim farms, like beef, bread, fruit, and vegetables. The bakeries across the nation range from a personal kitchen to large establishments that produce cakes, cookies, and pies, and of course, the famous Muslim bean pie. Again, both Muslim and non-Muslim brothers and sisters are employed. From farms in Michigan, Alabama, and Georgia, beef is transported by the Muslims' own trucking service, processed in their plant in Chicago, and delivered to be sold in their various stores. Some of the food grown on their farms go to Muslim restaurants like the Salam restaurant in Chicago, which has two parts, an elegant, peaceful dining room and a coffee shop next door. The basis of the Nation of Islam's program centers around land to supply basic needs. 3 hours from Chicago in Cassopolis, Michigan, is a typical Muslim farm operation managed by Brother Cornelius X. Williams. His involvement with this farm project goes back to the very beginning.
We started about 3 years ago, shortly after I'd heard teaching in South Bend, and I was interviewed by the messenger, and he was talking about he wanted to get a farm started for the Muslims. I had several interviews with him. He explained what he wanted and how he wanted it set up, and how he wanted to go about it. And then we started to purchase land in this area. The nation owns right at 1,000 acres here now. It was nothing but opposition. Everybody was all shook up. Really fear, basically, just a great fear that they had for what they thought was going to take place.
What did they think was going to take place?
Well, there was many ideas, things that they said. The whites, they could picture a training camp for soldiers. They thought the barns and things that we were building for livestock, they thought that they were going to be used for training soldiers how to fight or something. And the Negroes, they really didn't know what was going on. They were just listening to the white people.
The long, cold winter does not stop work on the farm. There are cows to be milked, lambs to be fed, and eggs to be collected daily from over 23,000 hens, and stored fruit to be shipped. An 18-hour day is not unusual.
Well, right now, things are coming along real well. We have several things that we intend to do yet that will kind of cut down on this labor problem. It's always a problem with getting qualified help. Everybody wants to work, but basically people don't really know how to farm the way farming is done today.
Sure, I've always worked hard, but it's good to know that what you're working for now is going to someday accomplish something or has a real meaning. I mean, it's nothing that you guess about. This is something positive. It's just like we might leave here going to Chicago. We can all take different routes, but we all wind up in Chicago. And this is basically where the so-called Negroes are today. I mean, they have their own little things, different organizations, but they're all leading the same place.
My pleasure to be in the home of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, leader of the Nation of Islam, Muslims in America. Mr. Muhammad, I have a series of questions I'd like to ask you concerning the Nation of Islam, about the Muslims in America. And I'd like to start off by asking, I think, to once again, to reinforce the many things that we've heard about the Muslims, precisely when the Muslim started in America, who started the Muslim movement in America, and how long ago has it been?
We started in 1931. Actually, we are not organizers of Islam. It was God himself in the person of Master Farad Muhammad, to whom praises is due, of whom the Bible and Holy Quran predicted. Master Farad Muhammad taught me Islam, and that was not with the word joining that was used. After he taught me who we were, it was not a question of joining, but accepting myself and what I had lost of myself by being kidnapped by the white people and brought to this part of the earth.
What you're saying is that Islam is basically the true religion for black people.
It is the very nature of them. It's not a religion. Islam, we refer to it as a religion. And that's the Holy Quran. I give to you, God says there, a religion. I have completed my favor upon you and choose for you Islam as a religion. Not that it's a religion. It's the nature of us.
Well, then also that leads me to the question then that do you feel that the relationship between the African and Africa, the blacks in Haiti and Jamaica and America, this would be one and the same? They're all brothers, aren't they?
Every black man under the sun is brothers. I don't care whether he live in America or live in Asia or Africa or in the islands of the Pacific or the Gulf.
Mr. Muhammad, in another area, it's been said that the Muslims in America, and I'm speaking primarily of the black, generally do not participate in politics. Now, is this something that is true, or do Muslims participate in politics as a voter, as a participant, as an elected official?
Muslims have politics, as you know. In the Islamic world, they have government, and all government have politics. But the politics of the Muslims is different from the white people's politics. In a way, they base their politics on the Quran, the law. They get it from Quran to run their government. Here in America, we are not yet an independent people. Here on any land at all that we can call our own. This is what we are asking for. We're asking for land of our own.
Well, do you feel, excuse me, did you feel that, I was speaking primarily when you mentioned the black man in America should find some place where he could set up his own nation. I was thinking of a large area where all of us could go to be in the nation of Islam.
You'll find that on the last page of Muhammad Speak newspaper, where that we have learned that we cannot get along with the white man in peace, and the white man have the privilege to separate us. But instead, the more we want to be separated from him, the more he wants to gobble us up. And you excuse the word gobble, but the more he wants to swallow us up in his power. He don't want the black man out of his sight. He's afraid of you going to yourself. But this is the only way he could exist. Now, because this days of separation has come to bind.
To the black men and women who follow the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, the nation of Islam is a way of life. To them, it is the nation of common sense.
Mr. Muhammad teaches me to play. Take Muhammad, be all right, my brother. Heard this is tradition. Muhammad speaks newspaper. Get a hold of yours. It's yours today, brother. Muhammad speaks.
I hope that inspired you. This is the Sajdah channel. This is our morning coffee talk. We are live here from the former home of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad this morning. as we continue our work. Make sure that you tune in Sunday, 2 p.m. for the Holy Day of Atonement. I'm so excited. I cannot wait. Thank you all for your beautiful comments during the video. There are also workshops going on tomorrow that you should definitely make sure you check out. So it's all posted all over social media. And then Sunday, you should come out. And if you can't come out, make sure you tune in to listen to the life-giving teachings and a powerful message given to us by Student Minister Ishmael Muhammad, the national representative of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, and the message that he is receiving directly from him, because he has been, as you all know, silent since Savior's Day. So we encourage you all to come out. So we started the conversation, and I want to end with the conversation under the same subject to give us a little inspiration so that we can work on our attitude of lack and scarcity. Most of us walk around thinking that somebody's going to take something from us, and that if somebody does take something from us, that we'll have nothing left. We're walking around thinking that we can't be forgiven for our trespasses or our sins. We're walking around with a fear of missing out, with an whole identity based in scarcity and lack that we want to negotiate ourselves out of. All right. So if you missed the beginning of the talk, we talked about some little techniques on how we can interact with God on a very intimate level and access and tap into the true and living nature of God and increase our energy. Because at the end of the day, we are in a universe and it's all energy. This house is energy. You are energy. Like I told y'all, being beautiful is energy. Being fine is an energy. Being ugly is an energy. Being happy is an energy. Being wealthy is an energy. Being abundant, having money, good homes, friendships, and all walks of life is an energy. It's a vibe. And that's where it starts first. So let's get busy. Let's go to work. And inshallah, we'll see each and every one of you tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. I might sleep in a little bit tomorrow. So I don't know where we're going to do that one from, but you know, I just want to move it around, and we got some exciting things coming up. So stay close to the page. Please support. I did put it up here. It's going across the bottom of the screen, how you can support our efforts. We need your continued support. Sponsorships are available. You can contact one of our experienced reps. They will set up a Zoom call with me, and I'll walk you through the sponsorship opportunities. That's Sister Dawn, Sister Zakia, Sister Sadia, Sister Anissa. So we were all on a wonderful call last week where we just got excited. We're going to be visiting the messenger's birthplace soon. So lots of exciting stuff coming up. All right. All right, with that, family, I have not even had any coffee or tea this morning. I just had to hurry up and get here to make sure that I was on time for you all. So we'll see you all soon. It's going to be a wonderful, beautiful weekend. And may Allah bless you. Support SajdahHouse.com. Peace and blessings, family. Be a friend and tell a friend. Assalamu alaikum.
The Honorable Elijah Muhammad, who in my judgment is the master historian, taught us that of all our studies, history is the most attractive, and it is best qualified to reward the researcher. History is most attractive. Why should history be most attractive? Because history is the recorded time of the human family in its struggle to overcome obstacles. There is no life that is without struggle. The Holy Quran teaches us that man, meaning man and woman, is made to face difficulties. And after difficulty comes ease. But it is history that guides us through difficulty. For if you know how people who had difficulty yesterday got through, and if your difficulty is somewhat similar, then today we also can get through if we follow the guidance of history. This is why Carter G. Woodson and many of our black giants fought for black people to know our history. Because in not knowing our history, we don't have a guide. And without a guide, we are lost. No wonder the Bible